and he called up the newspaper and found out who I was and called me. And this was right before he graduated from Princeton, and it was during the summer, and he came to me and he told me that he wanted to learn to box, and he may figure going into it competitively later. And we worked for the summer, and after that he went back to school, and the next time I heard him when he graduated, and that's when he started his formal training into boxing, when he started really getting into competition.
Henry's a national amateur heavyweight champion, and he's going to the Olympic trials. Who are some of the top competitors he's going to be up against?
Okay, in his particular class, he has 10 heavyweights to contend with, counting himself. In other classes, they've been picking usually 8 or 9 at the max. The top guys that he would be facing in his class would be Owen Alexander, who he beat for the championship, Henry Tillman, who has a win against and a loss against, Avery Rolls, who's ranked number 4 in the country, and he's a good competitor, and another real terror who just dropped out from the super heavyweight class, now is in the heavyweight class, is Michael Tyson from Catskill, New York. Tyson is built like a locomotive, and he comes at you like a Brahma bull. I mean, this guy is all animal, and he's a guy to contend with. I mean, I'm not worried about anybody, really, in the heavyweight class. I think Henry can beat them all.
And now we get a chance to find out how Henry Milligan is thinking about his chances in the upcoming Olympic trials. Jonathan Warner has this conversation.
Henry Milligan graduated from Princeton in 1981, and then right away he got a job with DP&L. Had a good paying job too, Henry, so why then go into boxing, which is a obviously very tough sport, very demanding sport?
Obviously, my mother asked me the same question all the time, believe me. I just felt like I needed something else to work, to strive towards. I've been a competitive athlete really since I was 7 or 8 years old, and I just wasn't ready to hang up the competitive jock, so to speak, and I just really wanted something else to not only keep me in shape, but keep me competing, and boxing beckoned, I guess. I seemed to do very well in the one-on-one type of sports, and I was an All-American wrestler and whatnot, so I just figured that type of ability would lend itself well to being a boxer, and that was 2.5 years ago, and here I am.
You had no prior experience with it at all either, did you?
No, I never. My brother Mike, who's a year younger than me, and I used to fool around with it. We were kids down in the basement, but I'd never been in the ring or never put on gloves or anything like that until 2.5 years ago.
Are you surprised you stayed with it with this long?
Well, I figured that I would be, half decent at it, but I didn't know that I was going to be this good. I didn't know I was going to be Olympic caliber, and I thank God that I am, and I've worked hard towards it, but I am a little surprised that I've gone this far this fast.
What must you do you feel to make the Olympic team? I'm sure you know there's some things to work on.
Oh, it's going to be tough either way. There's no question about that, to make the Olympic team, because it's such good quality opponents. But I've got to just go in there feeling that I've worked as hard as I possibly could, and I just laid all my cards on the table, and let's just go for it from here. Bring on the best guy, and let's see if we can handle him.
Who's going to be the best one at the Olympic trial?
I really don't know. There's a couple real good kids. One kid, Mike Tyson, who's moved down from super heavyweight and just won the National Golden Gloves Championship. I know he's going to be very tough. Henry Tillman, if he's recovered from his hand injury, will of course be very tough because he's beaten me before also. So there are several other guys which I can name, but it's going to be tough anyway you look at it.
Should you make the Olympic team, then there's international competition. You haven't had as much success. You have had good success with international, but not as much success nationally. The Cubans aren't going to be at the Olympics, either are the Russians or the East Germans. So you think maybe the biggest hurdle would be making the Olympic team, and then hey, outside of DeWitt of Canada, you've got a good shot at the Olympics?
Well, I'm not even concerned about who's going to be at the Olympics. I'm just concerned whether Henry Milligan is going to be at the Olympics or not. But if I do make it to the Olympics, Willie DeWitt is the world champion, and he's beaten the Canadian, he's beaten the Russian, he's beaten the Cuban, the East German, so he's beaten them all. So I still have my toughest hurdle ahead of me, no matter whether Cuba or Russia shows or not. So I still got my work cut out for me.
You confident though?
Well, I'm ready to go, and I'm gonna be in there fighting.
When we return, the iron-fisted heavyweight squares off against Henry Tillman, who beat Milligan at the National Sports Festival. Stay with us.
You want to win, you got to practice stopping Sarinsky. Murphy, you're Sarinsky.
Your dog meat, Sarinsky.
You guys getting the hang of this?
Bring out your best.
Your best deserves the best.
Bud Light.
The less filling light beer with a first name and taste.
Sarinsky's got some moves, huh?
When you think of Ford in Delaware, you think of Sheehy Ford in Wilmington. For trucks, the Sheehy Ford Truck Center is one-stop truck headquarters. You'll find 150 trucks in stock, including hard-to-find cargo vans, four-wheel drive Rangers and pickups, customized Broncos and Centurions, and Delaware's largest selection of custom vans by Santa Fe, Universal, Sands, Leisure Editions, and Contempo. The Sheehy Ford Wilmington Truck Center. When you think of Ford trucks, think of Sheehy Ford on the Kirkwood Highway in Wilmington.
At Gerardo's Pizza Restaurant, they make pizza just the way you like it. The dough is prepared so that it's crispy and light. The sauce is blended with the exact amount of herbs and spices. The cheese and toppings are layered with perfection. And it's all served with a smile. Come in to Gerardo's Pizza Restaurant, 111 West 8th Street and 106 North Union Street in Wilmington. Look for our new location, Route 202, the Concord Pike.
Wilmington Fight Promotions' special presentation of Henry Milligan, an Olympic Trials preview, will again be shown on WRCV Channel 22 at 6 p.m. on Tuesday and Wednesday, June 5th and 6th. I guess we could say that Henry Milligan was a bit unlucky as he drew for his first bout the #1 ranked heavyweight in the country in the 1983 ABF Nationals in Colorado Springs. Again, 4 months earlier, Henry Tillman had stopped Henry Milligan in the second round with a right uppercut. But now, Milligan welcomed the opportunity as he was getting another chance at Tillman. Henry was fit and ready. Here's what happened. November 8th, 1983, Henry Milligan against Henry Tillman in the Nationals from Colorado Springs. Tillman, a big man at 6'.